Hey y'all! And welcome to the Sorry Not Sorry Generation podcast, where we bring you a not-so-healthy dose of humor and reality as we get our hands dirty with some serious nostalgia and question everything.
Let's dive in.
3, 2, 1. Hey y'all!
Hey y'all!
It's Misty.
It's Ani.
And today we are watching some more Vox Machina.
Woo!
We're getting closer to the end of season 1, so what we've decided to do in order to, 1, speed up the process a little bit, 2, because the episodes are so short, we've decided to make this episode and the next Vox Machina episode to be a review of 3 episodes. So today we're going to be watching episodes 7, 8, and 9, and then the next episode will conclude the season of 1 of Vox Machina. We're doing that mostly to make way for a new series that we plan to have come out by around the beginning of the year, because that's when it'll be released. So we will likely revisit season 2, just like we'll revisit Hell of a Boss season 2, but at a later point, because at this point we were wanting to finish up some of the series that we have and bring in some new
ones.
Yeah, bring in just some new content for you guys and some new things, and just kind of open up some of our review slots a little bit for you and work on some new content. So we're aiming to have Vox Machina finished maybe by the end of the year. We're not sure, depending on what kind of, we hope so, but like if not by the end of the year, by the end of January. So because our next series we're going to have is going to start in January. That's when it'll be released. So we'd like to switch gears a little bit and just try some new content. Not that we don't absolutely adore Vox Machina and Critical Role, because we do, as you can tell from our D&D campaign, since it's set in Exandria.
Yeah, right? We're following in their footsteps.
So we have definitely big fans of Critical Role and everything like that. But now it's time for us to try something a little new. So we are going to watch 7, 8, and 9 today and finally get through Percy's, or at least move forward in Percy's arc of drama kingness. So,
but we love Percy. We love Percy so much.
I love Percy so much. He's so good. Keyleth's still my number 1 though. So, but Percy's my number 1 pick of the guys. Keyleth's just my number 1 overall pick. But Percy's my number 1 pick of the dude.
I love Percy. He is one of my picks. My first pick, just based on looks and attitude, is Vax.
Vax. Was it a choice between Vax and Scanlan?
No, I'm trying not to confuse Vax with Vex, and I'm like, which one is which?
Yeah, Vax. Vax is he's really cool, and I did loosely base Althendrin on. Of course I did.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. Like, come on. Like, I don't know you. Like, shit, girl. Please.
But is he like Cassian?
You don't know him well enough yet. You haven't known him for 24 hours yet. You've known him for like 4 hours, and you've had one conversation with him, so you don't know him yet.
If you call that a conversation.
Like, okay, yeah, maybe you asked Althendrin in your first conversation how many people he slept with, and like maybe he thought that was endearing, and like, so you never know. You don't know. I am thinking about making you having to start roll like charisma checks and shit like that. But you know, we're working on it. You have a date coming up next week.
I do have a date coming up next week.
You have a date coming up with Althendrin next week. For anybody who has no idea what we're talking about, we are talking about our D&D campaign, The Nameless City, which you can listen to as some of the episodes that we release. And Ani's character just recently met Althendrin Valisar, who is loosely based on a few different characters, but his appearance is slightly based on Baxeldan. So he has the dramatic, edgy gothness kind of going for him, while still being like
edgy goth.
While still being like dramatic, edgy warrior goth is, I guess, probably the better. He doesn't have any wings though, so. But I know I'm so disappointed in that.
It's okay. But he's still really cute.
But to be fair, yeah, I was gonna say, to be fair, like the images I used of him were vibed checked not only by me, but by Aaron. So like, yeah. So should be good. But then again, like Aaron's character was vibe checked and approved by both of us
By
too.
me.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, we are going to dive in to Percy's drama and just hope that somebody gets him some therapy at some point. Probably not. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have been watching campaign 3 of Critical Role, and they like we saw him. He did not receive any therapy. So like it's fine. He's still dramatic. It's just more of like older reclusive dramatic instead of like edgy loner that is like his early 20s or his mid 20s. I don't really know how old they're supposed to be here, to be honest with you. I mean, I know you have to take into account the fact that like they all age differently. So because like Scanlan and Pike are gnomes, so they live well past 100. And there's 3 half elves, and they live well past 100 as well, like 150, 160. In Matt's world, they live to be about like 150, 160. I'm not so sure about his gnomes. I don't know if he changed that, because elves technically, like in a normal D&D campaign setting, elves are kind of more in line with like Lord of the Rings elves. Like maybe not that quite as long, like not living before the moon existed, but like Galadriel was around before the moon. Like that's weird, but no, but like they live in D&D campaign settings, like they can live for like thousands of years and stuff like that, and they don't in Matt's world. Like like a couple hundred years is fine. So because the calamity was only like a couple, like 400 years ago, 400 or 500 years ago, something like that. And in a normal campaign setting with D&D, that like the elves that were around then would be around now.
Okay.
And like that's not how it is. Like because like we kind of encountered that too with the Nameless City, like how I kind of like I'm using closer ages to what he does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why like for Asha, whose family is vampires and stuff like that, like I gave them lifespans too, so you're not meeting people who are like, yeah, I was there in the calamity. It was like yesterday for me. Besides the fact it was like 400 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, like her grandmother is still alive, who was alive during the calamity, but that's even Jazara's parents, or well, her mother and her grandparents and stuff like that, who are full-blooded elves who live for a really long time. They weren't around for that. So, but in a normal campaign setting, you'd be like, yeah, I've seen 1,000 years. I'm still a kid. I need an adult.
I really want to. When are we gonna have another session where we could just learn about people?
What do you mean?
I want to know more about Jacinda. I really, really, really want to know more.
You guys had your opportunity to ask me questions, and you didn't. We had a whole specifically dedicated to you guys asking me questions. You didn't ask me jack shit. You didn't ask me about anyone. You had the opportunity to ask me about the Illithids.
We were overwhelmed.
Jacinda. You had weeks. We were aware of this episode weeks ahead of time. You didn't ask me about Jacinda.
And
you didn't
all
ask me about
3 of us have ADD.
You did. You had weeks to prep for this, and I asked you guys several times before the episode, before the day of the episode. We're going to have questions. You were warned so many times.
I know, and it never
you could have asked
my
about
mind.
Your parents. You could have asked me how your parents met. You could have asked me like how like Asha's family works. You could have asked me about Jazara's family. You could have asked me about Jacinda. You could have asked me about Elro and Orvo and the Illithids. There's a whole story for those fucking Illithids. You guys didn't ask me jack shit. You guys are gonna have to wait now, so you're gonna have to wait. You had all these options. And you know what? There's things you could ask me about Alfrindrin too, but now you can't. So
no, I can't.
No, there was a whole. I was expecting a lot of different questions, and you guys didn't ask anything I expected you to ask. So, but yeah, there's a whole the amount of time I spend just on the lore, and you guys never ask about the lore.
We feel like idiots, all right? We know.
It's just funny to me because I'm just thinking to myself, you are allowed at any point when you come across something, you just be like, can I roll an insight check on somebody? Like, can I roll a history check on something? Like, would I know anything more about this? And like, I might just tell you something if you ask. So you are allowed to tell me. Like, when somebody's telling you something and you don't know whether or not you believe, you could just tell me, can I roll an insight check on that? And like, we'll roll, and you could, and you might learn something.
Okay.
So same thing with like, if you come across, like, when I drop hints about Aor and like all this shit, you guys can roll history checks and just be like, yeah, they asked me. It's like, can I roll a history check on that? You're also just allowed whenever you want. It asked me, it's like, can I roll a perception check? And you can ask me like to see like something or someone or like whatever. And if you do and you get really good, I might tell you something that's going on that you didn't notice. So
Okay.
I try not to like, if it's something you guys are gonna need to encounter, I usually just kind of tell you to roll for me, and that way you guys understand, like, hey, moment, and or something like that. But you guys can just ask me for things like that. So it was cool.
I need to remember to actually do that. That's the problem.
I know. Trust me, like there's definitely moments I really forget some shit I should remember about Jazara. Like some of her abilities and shit like that. I'm like, ugh. So, like, because sometimes I just fucking forget, and I'm just like, okay, because I'm busy dealing with everyone else too, and I'm like, shit. It's like she could have been doing that the whole time. It's like I forget to cast Hunter's Mark a lot, so I'm just like, shit. I need to just put a big old sign on her character sheet, like Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark. Yeah, I gotta remember to put on my mage armor.
Mm-hmm.
But now I also have a cloak.
Well, now instead of your AC going up to 14, it'll go up to 15.
Right.
So still really good. It's naturally your AC is now 12. But when you cast mage armor, then it'll be 15. Then it'll be really hard to hit. So
Yay!
yeah, but first and foremost, we have to get Valkyria through her date. I'm looking forward to it. Are you looking forward to your date?
I am, actually.
Good.
I'm also looking forward to picking up my goddamn rings.
Oh yeah, your Jasper ring for your staff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Quack will have that ready the day after. So.
Yeah, I also forgot what I wanted it to do.
Thor style, summon it back.
Ah! Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. So you can throw it like a fucking socket. Boomerang! Alright, shall we watch Vox Machina?
Yes.
Cool.
Let us watch Vox Machina.
Alright, guys, we're going to start with episode 7.
Scanbo. Something to do with Scanlan, I'm sure. Not, because the image is not him flipping everybody off.
I mean, that is very true. But Scanbo, it makes me think that Scanlan should have a bow.
And not a lute?
Like, but maybe even like a bow staff, because it's not spelled B-O-W, it's spelled B-O, so maybe like a bow staff. Oh, look at young Percy.
Learning about Whitestone. Oh, he's such a goody two-shoes.
He is. Residium is so important to the world of Exandria, and across 3 fucking campaigns. It is not something you guys will have to worry about, though. I don't have any significant to Residium.
Are you volunteering to demonstrate, freaking professor? Residium.
His parents don't look anything like him or his sister.
I was going to say, why do they look so old?
He's got several older siblings.
That's right. I forget that he's got older siblings.
Like, he has quite a few siblings. More is not always better. He has 5 older siblings, I believe.
Damn, there's 7 of them.
Yeah, because I think he's the second youngest. I like how they both have Marie Antoinette syndrome, though. Like him and his sister. Their hair's turned white from trauma. Like, I just think it's really funny. It's just like both him and his sister have Marie Antoinette syndrome, and I'm just like, yeah, that makes sense.
Is that what it's called, Marie Antoinette? I thought it was like the Bride of Frankenstein syndrome.
No, it's Marie Antoinette syndrome because there was like an old legend that when she was walking up to the guillotine, her hair turned all white from fright.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fair.
I mean, I think I would too, but if that was like genetically possible, but I'm pretty sure it's not. But then again, hey, I've never walked up to a guillotine to be executed, so in all actuality, one of the last things that she did was trip over her somebody's foot, I believe, and she apologized. I learned some really weird shit when I wrote that paper about her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I also learned she was a fucking moron.
Well,
Who does not understand the value of money whatsoever, but she wasn't nearly as bad as they made her out to be, because they made her out to be like super like willing to spend money like left, right, and center, and like that she spent all this money on these like rare jewels and stuff like that, but she didn't buy the jewels. Somebody just said, hey, she bought these and she spent all of like the crown's money and on these jewels, but she didn't. They could prove she didn't. It went to court, and then they just didn't bother to prove them wrong. They could have.
Wow.
They just didn't. And like there was almost no evidence. It was all hearsay. And instead of and she just said, well, I didn't buy them. And that was pretty much the extent of the defense. And nobody believed her because they didn't bother to prove it, despite the fact that she was nowhere near where they were and when they were bought.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay. And then like this is the same woman though who when people were rioting about food prices, because it was the equivalent of like a single loaf of bread was like $20.
Yeah, let them eat cake.
Well, and she didn't actually say that, but when they asked her about it, and they told her, it's like, well, they're rioting because of they're hungry, they need food, and what she basically said was, so why don't they go buy some? And they're like, because it's too expensive, and that doesn't comprehend her because money doesn't really have a value
to her.
And she's just like, well, why don't they go buy some? And they're like, because they can't afford it. And that was
why don't you lower the prices?
Yeah, it was just like right over her head, and it was just
wow.
Yeah. So, but wow. Yeah, it was a whole mess. So,
okay.
All right, so back to Vox Machina
and Keyleth over at the tree,
staring at their imposter versions of them, that Delilah Briarwood dressed up like them to hang from the sun tree, and that we learn that one of those people is actually one of the player characters in campaign 3. Yeah. This is just really fucking freaky. I love that Percy is the creator of guns in Exandria. Like, he is the reason they exist in Exandria, and like that was fully him.
I like that.
See, Percy's hair is white at that point, after his parents were murdered and everything, and he was tortured for a while. His hair had turned white.
Yep.
He jumped in a river and got caught in a net. Like a fish.
And he disappeared.
And he pretended to be literally anyone else. He ate moldy bread.
Yum.
I know. He just slept right there in the dead center of that alley. Just not giving any damns.
Nah, this is where I'm eating. This is where I'm sleeping.
Yep.
Ah, that's right. That he made the gun.
Yep, he made it from scratch. The whole concept. He fucking smithed the metal for it.
Well, where did he get the metal from? Where did
he learn metalworking? Is what I'd like to know.
Where did he do the smithing? Like,
that's true. Like, I know he liked to tinker and make things before his family was killed, because it was stated at one point that was like his siblings were kind of expected to share rulership, but he never had any like concept that it would be placed on him at all, because he had so many siblings that were above him, and the idea was that they would kind of like share some of the responsibilities. But and like they all like did other stuff too, and his thing was tinkering and like making stuff. So that might be where he got the smithing abilities.
Keyleth is now talking to the sun tree.
Yep. There's a spell. I don't remember if she cast it in this instant to speak with the sun tree, or if she just like tried to commune with the magic of it, but there's a spell called Speak with Plants.
Oh, it's not strong enough, Keyleth. Grog asking the legit questions. What are the scribbles for?
Briarwoods. Ripley. Ripley is a good villain, though. Like, she's psycho as fuck, but she's a good villain. I think Keyleth started a fire.
Yeah. Right as Percy was gonna get even more personal, Keyleth
started a fire.
And of course, we used ale to put out the fire.
I don't think you could put out a fire with alcohol. Wouldn't that just make it worse? Okay, but don't be super pissed at Keyleth. You're in a basement. It's not like the sunlight's gonna get out.
No, but the smoke will.
But if there's a house on top of the basement, like Jesus, it's not like she meant to start a fire.
I'm not siding with Vex. I'm not. I think she's really harsh on Keyleth, but it's like, I get her fear.
Yeah, I get her fear too.
I love that Percy has friends. Like, he still has friends in Whitestone.
Like, I like that Percy is capable of having any friends, because he seems like the ultimate, like, loner person. Yeah, the ultimate, like, introvert, in all honesty. Who, like, he did not go out and make friends. Friends made him, like...
Grog, you idiot.
Like, we'll die 1,000 deaths, and Grog's like, is that a lot? And I'm like, doesn't one just sound like a lot? So, one death I think is probably too many.
Wow. Scanlan just says, hey, what if I lured the guards away from the house? And Grog just laughs in his face.
Yeah. And Scanlan's like, I can make them leave.
That was not the time to be cute. Why does no one take him seriously?
Because, like, 99% of the time, he's making a point to be not taken seriously. Scanlan's like, I'll burn down his motherfucking house! Scanlan is so powerful, though. Like, they're just kind of, like, saying he's really, like, weak and that he can't do anything. Scanlan's so powerful.
He's like, I got these potions, and I don't know what they do, but it doesn't matter, because they're still going to work in my favor.
Scanlan's like, you're always saying I'm annoying. She's like, well, you're not wrong.
And he's like, just let me be annoying. Let me! No, you don't.
Scanlan, you don't.
Scanlan has no idea what he's doing. He wings everything.
He's like, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna burn down his house.
Scan, man.
It's not like there's exactly a lot of people out there playing flutes, Scanlan. Not in this town.
And then all the guards are like, the fuck? Why is there
a... like, noise that doesn't... It's not like a pained scream.
And of course now he's singing, because he must. He is a bard. Scanlan's hair! It's kind of like my mage hand.
It's just, yeah, it's Bigsby's hand is the spell. Yeah. And, like, he goes to light a match, and it just starts raining. I love it. It's kind of hard to burn down a house in the rain. Oh, my God! Oh, you walked it on.
On Vladimir taking a shit.
Oh.
That's disgusting.
That is really disgusting.
Also, because when he stands up, you see it fall out, too.
Yeah, They're playing D&D! The guards are playing D&D!
Now he can spoof in and out.
Yep. He took a potion that lets him just go poof, poof. Uh-oh.
Nope, it wore out.
Yeah, it's time to run, Scanlan. He's just drinking potions. Now he's really small.
And now he's tiny.
Oh, very, very tiny. And now you're on a chandelier.
He's in an antler chandelier.
Uh-oh. And he's big again. And it fell. And that guy just has a giant sword display.
Last one.
Just random if I give you guys random ass potions, are you gonna do this and just drink them no matter what happens? Okay, good. Oh, I could give you guys some
I would.
Yeah, I could give you guys some real weird shit. That would be fun.
Whitestone Avenue.
Oh, I'm Jim. That's not a brag. It's saying you strung corpses from a tree, my dude. Like, potion of fire.
Fireball.
It's a potion of fire breathing. Like, oh, that's convenient. He literally might burn down this guy's house.
I mean, every time he farts or burps, it just it's fire.
Like, he better hopes it doesn't come out the other end. He's gonna light his own pants on fire.
Yeah. Poor Percy. Your sister Cassandra has been brainwashed.
Yeah, she's been living with him for a long time.
How could you forget what your parents were? looked like.
Yeah, that guy just has a giant stuffed griffin. That's weird. Well, Scanlan finds some very helpful information about something going on with the rest of Taldore.
Did he just pull a
Yeah.
squeaker chicken?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the anal beads.
I saw those too, but my first thought was the squeaker chicken.
She's like, I'm still looking up on the chicken.
Luke Mahone is. So that's some of the things that. So that's the type of magic. Like he has to say what's on the scroll.
Yeah, that's a spell too, and I'm not sure which spell Delulu Mahone is. Mind
Whatever
you,
turns him into a Triceratops.
that's
what he
if
is.
it turns him into it, then that's polymorph, which is a spell I think you can learn later.
Ooh.
But you could turn into all kinds of things: T-Rexes, dinosaurs, cats, birds, whatever. But what you can turn into is based on what your level is.
Okay. Oh yeah? Grand exit? Uh-oh.
It's like, you didn't realize you were up several stories?
Little man.
It's like, I'm gonna mount your head on my wall.
How
Percy,
about,
I gotta be honest with you, the clicking of the gun would get real old real fast.
Click, click, click. It's like the clicking of a pen. It's like, please stop.
They're like, holy shit, he set that fucking house on fire.
He did it.
It's like, he actually set that house on fire. I like how they're all like, yeah, that's the kind of stuff we're known for. Like, no, complete fluke and accident, and y'all know it. You guys can't be winded from running 20 feet. I can be winded from running 20 feet. You guys are literally adventurers.
This is true.
Oh.
Not
Grog.
everything's a
Grog.
trap. You sure, Grog?
It's a trap. And Scanlan's kind of getting his ass handed to him.
I mean, we all saw that coming.
I don't remember what level they are at this point, but not nearly enough for solo, like, KOing a bad guy. I mean, not that Scanlan doesn't kick ass, but, like, eventually he gets, like, 9th level spells and all that.
I love how his middle finger, like, is
being used to duel, like, this guy's sword. Maybe you should have just, like, jumped off the roof and landed into Bigsby's hand.
So Grog just got attacked with all the arrows, and everyone behind him just goes, "Oh,
like,
fuck."
Well, they're
really angry now. Like, if Keyleth can be this, I don't want to say competent, but, like, this quick to action.
Yeah.
With, like, that big old tree or stone, wall or whatever. Why does she have a hard time doing anything else? Like, it's just, let's conjure some light, but can't do it.
Anxiety.
But here's a giant fucking stone, barrier. No biggie.
She has anxiety, but when her friends are in danger, like, in an emergency, she's good. It's just for everyday normal stuff, she's not. And, like, I relate to that so much. The fucking world could be coming to an end, and I will be the most confident person you know. But you want me to go talk to somebody I don't know to ask them for a ketchup packet, and my world's gonna come to an end.
That's fair.
Scanlan and his flipping off finger. You've been a lovely audience. That is, like, such a way to, like, go out. It's just telling somebody you've been a lovely audience as they lay there dying.
Right?
Like, you've been a great audience. Thanks.
Open the door, you coward. Always early to class. Isn't she on their side?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that she doesn't make a good hostage.
That's fair.
And he slits her throat. Like, the guy Anders looks like Humpty Dumpty, but evil.
He looks like Humpty Dumpty. You're not wrong.
It definitely looks like Humpty Dumpty, but evil.
Percy is just so haunted right now.
Yeah, he's watching his sister bleed out to death. To be fair, Campaign 1 had a lot of death. There was there was a lot of death in Campaign 1. And like Campaign 2 is more like, it has a lot of like political intrigue, I guess. Not that Campaign 1 doesn't, but there's a lot more political intrigue in Campaign 2. And
I don't care about Thursday Night Football. Sorry.
Campaign 3 is just trying to keep the moon from attacking. So.
And now we go back to Pike.
We are in episode 8. Just so everybody knows. We're all on the same page.
And Pike is trying to fix her relationship with the Everlight.
Like, this person's name, like the god's name is the Everlight. And like, I hope this is not their domain of creepy, creepy darkness, because it's the opposite of what I would expect somebody's who's called the Everlight to be called. Or like to where they would live.
Right? The lady of the temple's like, you must take your time.
You gotta take a break. And she's like, no, now.
And now she's like,
Wow.
your Everlight connection is questionable.
And she's like, yeah, you can't do this because your connection to the Everlight's a little questionable. And Pike's just like, get the fuck out.
Pike's like, I got this.
I believe, if I recall correctly, Pike's hair is white because at one point she died and they brought her back, but that was before the campaign was streaming, because they had started playing the campaign for a while before they decided to start recording it.
Yeah.
So I believe that took place it might have been back when they were still playing Pathfinder rather than D&D. Because it was originally a Pathfinder. That's why Percy is a gunslinger, because that didn't exist in D&D at the time, but it was a Pathfinder thing. And so he was a gunslinger, so when they switched over to D&D, Matt just made him a class for himself. So, in fact, all of Talison's characters have been homebrewed classes, because the gunslinger and then his next character was a blood hunter, and that was something they made from scratch too. And now his subclass of a barbarian is as well. This fucking evil Humpty Dumpty is like, I've wanted to kill her for longer than you could ever know. And it's like, all right, you evil Humpty Dumpty.
I need dirt.
You guys should be very glad I don't make you do that shit. Like, you need spell components. That is so annoying. Because I find having to have all your spell components to be such a pain.
Yes.
I'm only going to make you have them for Revivify. You'll have to have the diamonds for it. And as long as you guys don't die, it's fine. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah, come on, Percy. Shoot him. Shoot evil Humpty Dumpty. Knock him off that wall.
And how is Humpty Dumpty so fucking fast? How is Humpty so fast?
I don't know, but Humpty Dumpty could move. But you should have shot him the second he stabbed Cassandra, because what the fuck were you waiting for?
Right?
Look, it's Thor's helmet.
Percy, your gun is not a sword.
Yeah, please stop using it to block swords. I don't understand why Percy's parents didn't fire this man.
He can animate objects?
Yeah. I'm not sure which way that he's doing it. Like, I don't remember the spells. Like, animate objects, that's a thing. They could also be golems of his own.
It could be. I mean, his tongue went shiny.
Yeah. So it's possible they're golems, but it could be an animate object spell. Or just some weird, creepy creation. I like Vax and Percy. Percy's like, this revenge is mine. And Vax is like, not if you're dead.
Vax is getting hit on while...
Yeah, like, Vax is over there getting hit on by the enemy. And it's just like, okay.
Help, please. Up here.
It's like, Keyleth's busy trying to keep Percy's sister from dying. And we're getting our asses handed to us by a suit of armor.
How many shots does Percy fucking have in that gun?
Technically, he reloads at a certain amount of shots. Every certain amount of shots, he has to take one of his actions to reload all of it.
Oh.
So as a fighter, he gets multiple attacks, like, per round. So he has to spend one of those reloading when his gun's empty.
Okay.
And if he rolls a natural 1, the gun blows up. Keyleth. Just, like, son of a bitch. She's like, oh my god, my spell failed. My spell failed. I'm just like, you are gonna be dead. And then just Cassandra just sits right the fuck up and screams.
And bombards Cassandra with a bunch of like, oh my god, you're alive, you're okay, thank god. Wait,
like, I gotta go. I gotta go be a saber-tooth tiger right now, okay?
Because Grog's
like 1, 3, 11, all the letters. Like, Percy, now would be a great time to move.
Oh.
Alright, they've learned to, like, target the joints. Vax is just standing there. It's like, Grog, you having a little bit of issue? Huh? You having an issue?
Having any troubles?
Huh? It's like, here, let me help you out. Grog's just like, I hate your
face
so much. Like, Grog, don't worry. You can go kill evil Humpty Dumpty. Uh-oh. Please don't mind control, Grog. The order
he
of
just
killing
grabbed,
Vox Machina. Not great.
just fucking grabbed.
Somebody, please cut this man's weird tongue out. He keeps licking his lips, and it's really gross. Like, I need Humpty Dumpty not to also have snake-like features, please. It's a really creepy world you're in, Pike. It's like, Pike, you got some issues, girl. You need to go to therapy for this.
I mean, if you tell me if she is resurrected, then she's got trauma to work through.
That's fair. And Pike gets pulled beneath the weird glassy surface. In like this weird smoking, drowning death. And then a fucking sun appears.
And Pike is brought back towards the light. You know, he tries so hard to find you and it just gets brighter.
Yeah.
Okay, Everlight just asked you, who are you, not what are you?
Yeah. Like, if you can't find your way back to this giant glowing ball right in front of you, I can't help you.
She's like, you're lying.
It's like, I'm not lying, but like, what do I do?
What am I lying about? Can you tell me? There's no reasoning with Grog when he's charmed. Or
ever. I imagine trying to get that axe away from Grog. Like, holy shit.
Well, Keyleth got it away.
She just, her and Vex got tossed around like ragdolls in the process.
Oh, he stabbed. Vex just stabbed.
Vex,
sorry. Stabbed
Vex, my dude, did you think a dagger is going to take out Grog? I won't be completely honest with you. It seems like a really stupid idea.
I was about to say, I'm like, why are we wasting time on Grog when we should be working on Humpty?
Vex and Keyleth.
And Vax.
And Vax. Great. Oh,
like, aren't y'all, like, come on, aren't y'all any better at, like, fucking mind, shielding than this?
I don't know if it would have been an intelligence saving throw or a wisdom saving throw. My thought is a wisdom saving throw. But Keyleth in particular should have been good at that, just because that's the druid specialty. Percy, when your parents never recognized your talents, you were like 12, my dude.
Right? Percy doing the talking to distract.
He doesn't even bother trying to shoot his friends. He just shoots right through this dude's face. He shoots
from one end of the cheek out the other, and
cuts off his tongue.
He calculated it so well that he cut off his tongue.
Yep. That's fucking brilliant. I love Percy. Oh my god, I love Percy.
But where is the tongue? Because
it's wiggling away. That's disgusting.
And Keyleth is trying to catch it.
That's so gross.
There we go. Grog stabbed it.
Ew. Oh, Percy's got the mask back. Shoot him.
His lower jaw is gone. Shoot him.
I love that line, though. Your face is the one I saw when murder entered my heart. It's just such a good line. Percy's just the best one-liners. Like, your secret is safe with my indifference. Like, that's just such a good line. Oh, and he drops everything, including the cursed mask and the cursed gun, in order to see Cassandra. Ooh, there's a blow to your heart. He's like, I thought you were dead. And she's like, I thought you'd come back to check. And you're like, fuck, I'm sorry. I don't know if I would though. Like, she got shot with like 7 arrows, and you saw her fall. Like, I think I would have just assumed she was dead. Like, who the fuck survives that many arrows to the back?
I can't tell if she's still playing him here.
She has a very flat, like, expression on her face. It's hard to tell.
Anders' only useful possession was in his mouth.
That's such a disgusting thing to say.
I know.
They have a star chart that shows the solstice for 5 days from now.
What was Percy's quote? I envision what?
The second one that I said?
Yeah, no, the one he just said to Anders.
Oh, your face is the one that I saw when murder entered my heart.
Thank you. And Keyleth clears the sky.
That is the only useful time that stupid cloud shaping spell has ever been important or useful.
Was that Brutus? Ruidus?
Ruidus, yeah, that's right. Yeah!
What was the other one? The big one?
Katha,
thank you. Did you need me to bring you something? You already did, blood. Slit his throat. Like, this bitch. And she drags the body to the center of the summoning circle.
Like the freaky necromancer she is.
And she's using that crystal. And she takes all the blood out of the body. Okay, you don't have to scream. Like, you're just saying words. No need to lose your shit. She summoned the... She's got her zombie army.
Uh-huh. I think we're back to Pike.
Yep.
Who's still having a struggle of faith, I guess, is the best way to describe it.
Pike's got to find her own way back to this plane. Who's the voice of the Everlight?
I don't know.
I'm not lying.
Familiar, though.
Right? You're lying to yourself, Pike.
It's just like, you're not lying to the Everlight, but you do need to quit lying to yourself. And she's like, but about what?
I was drawn to depravity and violence. What's wrong with drinking and fighting and cursing? Like, unless you fight in the name of something good. No, it's not.
Pike's like, my friends are the reason, like, you cut off my connection to you. And Pike's like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I cut it off.
Have you seen the movie Rent, based off the musical?
No.
That's where I know her from, mostly.
Who is it?
From Rent, she's Joanne Jefferson. She is the girlfriend.
Like, what's her name?
Tracy Toms.
Okay.
Devil Wears Prada.
Scanlan's where they're singing again.
You got Scanlan. Fucking Scanlan. Uh-oh. Why is it Scanlan's first thought that when he sees what he sees is a couple making out in an alleyway, he's like, I'm gonna go join them.
Uh-huh. That is his
porn?
first thought and his like go-to, like what he does, and it's like, oh, Scanlan. It is a zombie fully eating someone, my dude. Like,
that would be my
zombies.
reaction.
It's always zombies.
Like, why the fuck is it zombies? Like, of course it's zombies, because fuck me, right?
Why wouldn't it be zombies? Tracy Toms, I know her from 911, the show.
Who?
That's where
Everlight?
Yeah, the Everlight, yeah.
I
was like, man, you missed it. It was so good, Scanlan. Like, we had so much fun. I got shot with a bunch of arrows and possessed. And Scanlan's like, it's fucking zombies.
He's like, it's not the time for your whorehouse stories. It's like, there's a horde!
A horde of zombies. It's like, that's much worse than a whorehouse. Much, much, much worse.
Like, they're just surrounded now.
Yeah, they are. Really, like, the Keyleth using the cloud shape spell, that is one of the most useless spells on the planet, but she actually uses it with an effect, and I've never seen anybody ever use that spell before in a way that makes sense. I just used it to fucking put beware raccoons in the sky. Like,
beware raccoons.
Like, she uses it to, like, warn a whole town. Oh my god, we're getting Delilah backstory.
Oh. Woo! Relax. Silas is dying in our origin story of how Delilah gets her powers, and I guess she turns him into a vampire.
Yeah, they're from Wildmount.
Ah! Where are you going, lady?
Delilah, in her desperation, has run into the woods, landed face first in a puddle. Yeah, and has gone to some
mausoleum.
Really, really creepy house. Goes through a bunch of old books. How do you know that what you're looking for isn't in them? You didn't open any of them.
She just read their titles. Not this one, not that one, and then one mysteriously glows.
Got a weird skull on it, and you think that's a good idea?
Yes, I do. It called to her. Now she's what kind of sorcerer?
She's a necromancer.
Necromancer, thank you.
She's carving into herself with blood. Or, like, with glass. And just blood is pouring out of her. While she chants evil magic words.
Oh, yeah? What happened now?
Now your ceiling's moving, and that's horrible.
There's a big old skull looking down at you
with
from
glowing eyes.
Your husband is now fine with glowing purple eyes.
And that should worry you.
It worked, but what did it do? Oh, yeah, now you can't see him.
Like, I can't see you in a mirror. And your eyes are red. She's like, I don't care that I can't see you in a mirror and that your heart's not beating at all. I'm just gonna kiss a corpse, that's fine.
Like, he's a vampire, so, like, he must feed. I'm surprised he didn't fucking ravage her as soon as he woke up.
Well, if we're gonna base this off of Twilight theory. The body would be full of human blood right at the beginning, so
I was just basing it off basic vampire theory, not Twilight theory.
You don't want to. You don't
Basic
think
theory.
Silas like glitters? You don't think this Silas is glittery?
No,
You don't.
I
Think
have
he
yet
has
to
body
see
glitter?
Silas in the sun.
I mean, that's fair because I'm pretty sure he'd burn, but like, you know, it might be sparkly dust. We don't know. We gotta push him into some sunlight and find out. Should I troll Aaron one day and mean like it's a really sunny day and there's a faint glitter to your skin?
Please, fucking please! I want to see her reaction.
Maybe I'll wait until she meets like her dude, and one of the things he'll say to her is just like, "I love the glitter to your skin in the sunlight."
the way your fair skin glitters in the sunlight. What?
It's like, don't worry, this is not the skin of a killer. It's not what I think when I look at you.
He's gonna lose her fucking mind.
She'll be so done. She'll be like, I'm not attracted to him anymore. I don't want him.
He's like, I'm out. Goodbye. No.
Like, we'd never see Aaron again. Like, she deletes us like from her phone, blocks us in social media.
I know where you live, Aaron.
Scanlan's like, in case I wasn't clear, the undead is fucking creepy as hell.
And he's apparently useless against them because they freak him out so bad.
I mean, I'm fully willing to let like fucking Vax and Percy go at them while I just run behind. That's fine.
Keyleth, where'd they all come from? Grog, the ground. Where else?
It's just like, he has a point, to be fair.
He does,
but, like,
but that doesn't answer the question she was asking.
Killed so many people, they just have an undead army, and like, that's fucked. I don't think the zombies really care about your closed door, if I'm being completely honest with you.
I would love to see a three-way relationship between Vax, Keyleth, and Gilmore.
You have no idea how popular that is on the fan fiction.
Good.
That's such a popular thing in the fan fiction that it was the three of them. Because people really like Gilmore and Vax, but people really like Vax and Keyleth too.
Vax is bi, so it works for both. Like,
yeah,
they both get him.
Yeah, that's true.
And then they get a best friend in each other. Like, they're both dating Vax, and then Keyleth and Gilmore just become the best of friends.
There you go. Vex just slaps Scanlan and tells him to get his shit together. It's like, what do you mean they found you? Yeah, the zombies watched you run into the house. Like, that's just...
And Scanlan got bit. Through a wall.
Scanlan got bit through a wall. That zombie bit through a wall. How would you... Like, I want you to look at me right now and think, if you had to bite through a flat wall, how would you do that? What do you... Like, no, I don't think that's possible. You just, like, if you think of a flat surface,
no.
I guess it would be helpful because they don't have noses to get in the way. So, like, I guess there's that. And Cassandra's over there kicking ass.
Keyleth with her staff.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's kind of how I was picturing my staff. Actually, I was picturing how I had it in Hero Forge.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's a quarterstaff, but, like, I honestly thought it was taller than me. With, like, this big old claw thing at the top.
Yeah, like, we can have you get a staff that's bigger than you.
Okay.
We can do that.
Like, my Hero Forge character is how I pictured it. You know, like, that it's tall.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
It's got, like, the claw thing with the limbs. Yeah.
Oh, somebody said Whitestone ain't worth all this.
Cassandra's like, do something. He's like, no one. It's like, it's not my place. I'm not supposed to rule. And Cassandra's like, they're all dead.
Just like, you've been dead for a while, my dude. It is you.
Like, you are the next in line. Do something.
Next necrosis, according to Cassandra, and she tells Scanlan that he's going to lose the arm within the hour.
And Grog's like ready to chop it off.
It's like last resort, last resort. You just hear distant screaming. That's nice.
Yes, live in the alley for forever.
Let's just live in the alley. Like, that's fine. We don't have to leave the alley. That thing is fucking psychotic. That giant
zombie. Literally, it's bigger than Grog.
Yeah, it's bigger than most of the buildings.
I don't mean to rush you.
It's like, then don't. Come on, Percy, show off bad news.
Is that the name of his
Yeah.
rifle? Bad news?
Yeah. I assume it's bad news at this point. I don't know if he made bad news later, but I'm pretty sure it's bad news.
That is such a good weapon.
Uh-huh.
Grog's like, do it again. How is Vladimir in charge of all the giant zombies?
Maybe he has necromantic abilities too. Scaling over there trying to get away with a French accent.
We
What part
know
of
him,
Alexandria
Jean-Luc
is that from?
Did you not think I would adapt from our previous encounter? No, because I
Considering
thought
our
you'd
previous-
stay dead.
Well, considering our previous encounter was like 20 minutes ago, I'm gonna go with no. You were fighting zombies in the old times? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Just like old times when we fought zombies together.
Percy just didn't want to lead. He never wanted to lead.
Nah.
And yet, one day in the distant future, as he's expanding Whitestone, he builds it into the shape of an actual human heart.
Aww. He's so precious.
He is. Oh, cut his friend in half.
Works for me.
No, Percy's friend has been cut in half.
Oh, no, never mind. I'm sorry. Oh,
Archie has been cut in half. And like, Vex is the common sense. She's like, let's go. Time to move. Don't
Time
just
to
fucking
go
stand there.
now.
And Keyleth is just like, okay, my turn.
My turn. Stand back. Stand back, please.
I think she's using, I would say Ray of Frost.
Ooh, yeah. Looks like Ray of Frost.
Go, Keyleth! Kick ass!
Wow, look at all that ice.
Oh, shit.
Kiki. Yes, she's the tits. We gotta go.
But like her hands were like had icicles frozen on them. Imagine how much that would hurt.
Yeah. Say
Come on,
something,
Percy.
Percy.
You're the king of one-liners. Like, let's put something together. It's like, I'm not a leader, Percy. Get over yourself. You have a whole people to lead. Let's go. Come on. You ran. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody in fucking Whitestone would have left if they'd had the opportunity.
Hold on.
He said his whole name. And you're like, wait a minute.
Wait. Lord Percival?
Frederick Steen.
Frederick Stein. Or Steen.
He does pronounce it Steen. Frederick Steen von Musil Kowalski DeRolo III.
Lord Percival Frederick Steen von Musil Klosowski. What the fuck?
Uh-huh. The DeRolo III. Now, Taliesin Jaffe, the guy who created Percy, he named Percy after some of his friends, like without them knowing. He took some of their names and put it in together in this. Now, the lore for Percy's name is they're like the maiden last names of family that have married into the DeRolos.
Yeah, that I got, but like,
and that's why he has like all of this. I don't think he did this.
He's got
children though. I don't think his children have
German, and Polish. And I don't know what the fuck DeRolo would be.
Oh, I know it has an origin because I'm pretty sure
some of it sounds Jewish.
But yeah. So like that's where Taliesin got all of the names from. Is he just pulled them from friends?
It's a long ass name, bro.
Yeah,
let me just tell everyone like, hey, it's me. I ran away.
I'm alive. I did run after I watched everybody, like my family, be murdered. But I'm here. Like, Archie's dead. So now you got me. And you just kind of have to deal with it. It's like, the sacrifice of Archie and the DeRolos is not going to be in vain. Let's go. Let's do this. We could do this. It's time to put an end to this shit. Because, like, in all honesty, it's been a while. Like, dude, you escaped as, like, a teenager.
And a baby teenager at that. Like, he wasn't...
It's like, it's
maybe
been
15?
a while. Yeah, something like that, I imagine, yeah. Percy's just like, leave nobody standing. And it's just like, there's so many. There's so many zombies. And there's like a handful of people.
How is Grog, like, not strong enough against these zombies? Because he can just...
It's the fact that there's so many. And they're all attacking at once. And like, that's the problem. Like, mechanically speaking, like, he's being surrounded. And like, they're attacking him like all at once. So he's getting hit like 5, 6, 7 times in a row. I love this.
Vax
is just like to
tells
Keyleth,
that
you
Keyleth
know I'm in love with you, right? She's like, this is the worst timing.
Like, they're about to kiss, and she's like, wait. Processing.
This is the
what?
absolute
Now.
worst
You
timing
tell me this
humanly possible.
Now.
And the rest of them are all like preparing for death and like all that shit.
Oh,
And there's a
there's
bunch of
something coming
lightning
out of
like
the light.
crackling through the sky.
And it's
Boom!
Spike the Paladin.
Channel Divinity, destroy undead. It is also
Divinity?
ability that Asha has, is you just
Ooh.
completely fucking wipe out zombies.
And she just healed Scalen's arm.
He's like, wow, you're like an angel. And also marry me? And Pike's like, sure.
Marry me? Yeah, okay, let's do it right now.
And Scalen's like, wait a minute. Fuck, hang on.
I kind of like them as a couple, Pike and Scalen.
Yeah, they're a cute couple.
Grog's like,
Grog's
you're
like-
glowing and buzzing. Are you dead?
And she's like, no, just astral projecting. Like, I'm physically still in the temple, but I know you needed my help. And that was a mechanic they came up with because Ashley Johnson had to travel out of state so
Yeah.
often for her job. So,
I remember that.
and now Pike gets to be a total badass.
Because she's not lying to herself anymore.
Like, show him the Everlight.
And they just get dissolved.
Oh, yeah. She just throws her mace. Just wipes out all the zombies.
Boomerang!
She's a holy Sokka.
What are you gonna do now? Recut your skin?
like a creepy creeperson.
Vex, give me a lift. I want to try something stupid. Sounds right.
She shoots the zombie, like, so Vax has, like, handholds and footholds.
Scanlan, that way. Hand.
And, like, Grog has Scanlan, like, pick him up with Scanlan's hand and just fucking throw him.
Ah!
Oh, Vax. You
Vax
stuck
just
your
stuck his-
hands in the giant zombie's eyeballs. That's disgusting.
And Grog
That's
just
more disgusting than Grog cutting his way through from top to bottom that other, like, fucking giant. That's disgusting. Oh. Just the idea of it on your hands.
Vex's like, this is imposter. It's impossible. I did it. And then he's like, oh fuck this, I'm leaving.
And Percy's like, where are you going? You're still on my list. He's like, but you know what? I'm going to let the people of Whitestone deal with you. It's like, and may they show you all of the mercy you've shown them.
Stab. The Dawn Father.
And Pike is glowing and floating.
Scanlan's like, what's she doing? Everyone's sword is now like a holy weapon.
Yep. I love Pike. She's all like elegant and everything's like, may your weapons like defeat them with the shine of the Everlight. And she's like, then go smash some fucking heads.
She had to be true to herself because she's like, it sounds so wrong when I do it. It's like, no.
No, it's like, no, it's cool. Everlight's down. She's like, that's
Everlight's
cool.
down.
You do what you do.
Yes, fearless leader, Percy. Let's lead.
I like how they hang that dude off the sun tree.
Redmire? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Percy apologized to his sister.
Mm-hmm.
Are you not going to close the door?
Close it behind you. That's horror
was
movie
that?
101.
I
like
just
how
trying
the
to be
two-
nice, and she's like,
Yeah.
"It's a nice house you got," and he's like, "This is the dungeon, Keyleth."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Full of Delilah and Silas at least. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Who would this bitch be?
He knows who she is. That's good. This is the only freedom I offer you. That's fucking
Like,
Anna
Percy?
Ripley.
Percy just fucking flat. Oops, my bad.
Bye.
I'm so sorry. Hang on.
Goodbye.
I'm
It's just me. I
so
just
sorry.
fucked right off. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Goodbye, honey. This is like just me.
I'm so
Hello.
sorry.
You're just abandoning me. I'm alone. I'm alone.
I am so sorry, and I said it to fucking Aaron. Oopsie, here you go. She's gonna be like, why?
If Aaron pops in on this. Shit. Okay, hang on, let me get out of the other one.
I meant to stop casting, and I just closed the whole thing.
You're just like, fuck off. Just like, don't need you no more, bitch. Goodbye. Let
Hi.
me in, ho. So that woman is Anna Ripley, and she will become Percy's number one nemesis.
Ah.
She is also, at this point in time, the only other person with a gun.
Oh.
Which she steals the design from him.
I want to. Oh, well, I wonder why she's his nemesis. What did she do?
Oh, she was one of the people who murdered his family and tortured him and his sister.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, will proceed from this moment forward just to make his life an absolute fucking living hell. So, but yeah, it's Anna Ripley. She is his number one nemesis. The only other person at any point that will really have a gun. Yeah, she steals the design from him more or less, or like recreates it kind of based on what she saw him do with it, and like tries to reverse engineer it. Doesn't do it as well, and it like I think at some point like she blows off a couple of her fingers like testing it and stuff like that. Because it is a weapon, like in D&D, when you roll a 1, that damn thing does blow up.
Okay.
So, yeah, you have to spend some time fixing it. So sometimes you spend a turn or two trying to put it back together. But yeah, I really like Percy's arc. I like that it's so early on in this show because I think it's a really good arc to start with to introduce people to kind of like what Vox Machina is and what D&D kind of is. And like even if you don't know anything about D&D, you don't have to watch this. Because like if you watch Harry Potter, you don't need to know anything about magic to like understand Harry Potter. Yeah. So and like you don't need to know anything about D&D to understand this world. Does it make a little more sense for like the weird details of like I know what spell they're casting? Sure. But you don't have to know that Keyleth casts like speak with plants or that Pike was using channel divinity turn undead and stuff like that. You don't have to know any of that to watch this and enjoy it. You could tell from the context that Keyleth was over there using magic to try and like commune with the tree, or that Pike just used her holy magic to get rid of the zombies. And that's not a stretch of context or of information. You see it, and it's pretty straightforward in all honesty. So there isn't really anything you need to know about D&D in order to watch this show. You just might know why, hey, in one of these instances, something they do doesn't work, and you might know the mechanical reason behind it. But like, it doesn't change really how much you enjoy it. So, but I will always recommend this show, especially for people who are interested in getting into D&D, but like don't know where to start. Like, watch Vox Machina. Like, watch the Legend of Vox Machina TV show. It'll give you an idea, at least, of kind of like the vibe that you're gonna get from a D&D campaign.
Yeah, you can watch this show. You can watch the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Yeah, and like I would say this show is more accurate than the Dungeons and Dragons movie. But the Dungeons and Dragons movie is a good place to start too. But as Scanlan proves, bards have magic, and I'll never not be salty that Chris Pine didn't have any magic. But I'm always going to be salty. It's weird.
That the bard didn't use his fucking magic.
He didn't have a magical lute. He just had a lute, and that's kind of weird. But like you don't have to know. But this is a good starting point. This is a good starting. And if you want to learn how to play without actually having to learn, like sit down and like start learning the mechanics, my second recommendation, like after you watch like Vox Machina or the D&D movie to kind of get the vibe, is to listen to actual play podcasts. Because listening to people play, you're going to hear the mechanical side of it. And you're going to hear people say, like, I need you to roll me a perception check. And I need you to, like, you're in combat and how that works and stuff like that. I think listening to an actual play podcast provides a lot of detail and, like, context for stuff that you'll pick up and as you learn, as you're listening to a really interesting story. Like, you could listen to the actual play of Vox Machina if you really like the show. And if you do, especially if after you've watched the TV show Vox Machina, go listen to the campaign or watch the campaign of Vox Machina from Critical Role. Like, that was probably even more helpful is because you've seen the show and what it should look like. So now you're going to listen to them play it on the mechanical side. Or you can go listen to somebody else. Like, if you go listen to Not Another D&D podcast, one of their players in their first campaign is brand new to D&D, so they're talking about how things work as he's learning how to play, and teaching him like the reasons why you're rolling things, or like what you need to do. And it makes more sense if you listen to other people do it. You could go listen to our campaign, where, because like 2 of my players are brand new, so we talk about some of the things like that you need to do, and like the more mechanical side of it. It's easier to learn if you have something to base it off of, knowledge to fall back on. So what do you think of Percy's arc so far in trying to save Whitestone?
I fucking love Percy. Like, just him and that gun and that mask, and let's just go.
It's like somebody had made a post when the show had first come out that Percy was kind of like an anime boy, because like his glasses do that weird anime shine thing. It's really dramatic, and it's just like, yeah. And so like I had read things, it's just like, like you've got this whole party, right, and like they're very like medieval kind of fantasy, Renaissance fantasy kind of stuff, and then you got Percy, who's just out there fucking shooting people with a gun. It's really, really funny, because like everybody else is kind of like in like medieval fantasy, and then there's Percy over here just soloing steampunk.
Right?
It's fucking amazing. It's really funny. But yeah, I love this world that Matt created. He's very good at it. So I saw that Avatar: The Last Airbender RPG the other day, and I was thinking to myself, oh, that would be so much fun. That would be so much fun to play. And like I would love to play that at one point, but I wouldn't want to be the DM.
No?
I would want somebody else to be the DM for that, because I want somebody who like knows a super ton about the Avatar. Like, not that I don't know a lot about the Avatar world, but I want somebody who's like as into Avatar like as I am into like Critical Role, so that they know like the lore. Because like I didn't read the comic books, I didn't even fucking watch all of Korra because I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Don't come for me, don't at me about that. I like it was not as compelling for me as Avatar: The Last Airbender was. So did you watch Legend of Korra?
I watched the first season of Legend of Korra.
Yeah, I watched the first season. It wasn't compelling enough for me to want to watch the next season.
Yeah, it just pissed me off.
Yeah. There was a couple of things about it that I was kind of like, okay. I don't understand why every time they make these generation things, they make the dad a bad parent. Like the lead guy is a bad. Like Aang was made out to kind of just be a shit dad. But like so was Naruto, and so was Harry Potter, and like so was like so many. Every time they fucking create a next gen, it's always their shit dads, and you're like, what? You ruined my whole childhood with your fucking stupid sequel. That's why I will never consider the Cursed Child canon. Like, no, I just want to live in a fantasy world where the idea that Harry is a good dad, and I'd like to just ignore the fact that the Boruto series exists, because like Sasuke got worse, and that just shouldn't be possible, but it is, and it's just sad that he got worse. Like he was already a douchebag, and then he doesn't see. He's never met his 12-year-old daughter. He tries to kill her. It's just like, Right. So, any final thoughts on Percy, on Vox Machina? So we've established that you would like to see Keyleth, Vax, and Gilmore as like in a poly relationship. Okay. Any other ships you got going on?
Scallon and Pike.
Okay, that's a good one.
And honestly, if I had to put them together, Vex and Percy.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I like that one. She like, especially like in these episodes, like she's very supportive of him, but also doesn't put up with any of his dramatic bullshit either. So I can see that. Like making him quit fiddling with that stupid gun.
Right.
It makes all this clicking noise. Like, sweetheart, stop.
Stop.
Before I kill you. Like, I was like, I love you, but like, what the fuck you doing? Like, I'm gonna fucking behead you before you ever get a chance to take Whitestone back. You need to stop doing that. But yeah, so we are one more episode away from finishing season 1 of The Legend of Vox Machina. So we're hoping to wrap that up sooner rather than later. we are our episodes will also come out on our normal days and our normal times and things like that. But because it is the holidays, our recording schedules for ourselves is a little different. So when we record Vox Machina might be a little different on our end, but you guys won't really notice, which is fine.
Yeah, they don't know what happens behind the scenes.
That's fair. Alrighty, so thank you guys so much for listening to The Legend of Vox Machina with us. We're gonna wrap up this series pretty soon, and we will start a new one after this.
Woohoo!
All right, thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Tune in next week for more fuckery because we have some serious questions and concerns.